Welcome all of you to this Insta Live. This is Nirmala, Senior Counselor from Europe Study Center's Chennai office. Hope you're all having a great time. It's always good to interact with students in whatever platform. So today in this live, we are going to discuss why Europe is the ultimate choice given the current scenario, the situations, the immigration policy changes, lot of things happening around the world, and especially for the students, the big four destinations are a big question mark. Given that situation, we are going to today talk about why Europe is the ultimate choice for students who are planning to do their bachelor's and master's in 2026 intake. All right. So this is a topic we are going to talk today. And before that, I would like to tell you all, I have displayed my number and you can all ask questions. And the best question is going to get a small gift from us. You can send in your questions to the number which is displayed below, and I'm going to get all the questions in my phone and I'm going to answer all the questions one by one. All right, so that's how we always do this. This is a small act of appreciating the effort and time you are taking to attend and understand and plan your studies. So it's our way of motivating you. Okay, so it's a small token of appreciation. All right, so you can send in your questions in the number which is displayed below, and as you all can see, the best question is going to one best question. So let me see who's going to send that best question today. All right, okay. So this live is all about comparing between why Europe is the best option given the current situation, and what are the benefits the students are going to get while going to study in Europe. All right. So, and before that, I wanted to inform you all that successfully we have enrolled almost 600 to 700 students for September 2026 intake. And I'm so happy and I'm so proud to share this information with you all, because we are there doing this for so many years, 15 plus years. We have experience in sending students to the public universities in Schengen countries in Europe. And we are doing this exclusively only Europe, and not like other agents and consultants who are trying their hands now because of their traditional destination, a lot of issues coming up. So it's not that we are, the recently budding institution. We are there for almost 15 years now, and we are sending students to the public universities in Schengen countries. All right, for both undergraduation and post-graduation. Okay, so once again, I would like to remind you all that you can send in your questions to the number which is displayed, and the best question today is going to get a small gift. All right. Okay. So why Europe is best? Ultimate choice, because world-class education. All right. And we send only students to the public universities. See, students must understand private institutions and public institutions, okay, universities. What is the benefit the student gets by going to public university? Because he is getting quality, high quality education. The funding happens from from their own government and the industry, so they charge very less. So the tuition fees and the entire expenses become very, very affordable. That is the main thing. Why would somebody go and get 80 lakhs, 90 lakhs, 1 crore education loan and go to the country, struggle between classes and part-time jobs and still not able to close down the loan, and struggle to get a full-time job and not possible to get it, and come back, and why putting all this, so that is the reason we keep telling students, choose the option, plan properly. Don't follow what your neighbors or what your friends or what your aunts or uncles are saying. Follow what is your dream. You should think 100 times before taking a decision. So you need to collect information, genuine, authentic information, and you need to also choose the correct industrial expert guidance. That is also very, very important, because there are a lot of agents and consultants who are sending students for a big commission for their own benefit, and they keep promoting only the private institution. And they also claim one more thing to cover up whatever all these negatives. They also say that we are providing free processing, they don't collect any money, and they say we give free processing. You should only think, okay, we are all very educated, you should think, why would somebody give free services? What do they get? Because they are sending you to a low ranked or the private institution where they are getting huge commission. So that is their benefit. So this entire thing is happening for their benefit, not for the students benefit. Okay, so you should all think about that very well. And we here in Europe Study Center for the last 15 years, we have placed our students in a fantastic top ranked public universities, and they are all studying well, they are all settled down, and they're all, build their career in a very good way. That is why it is always good to look at these options. Okay. So the first one is world class education. And then 300 plus English taught programs. Europe offers English taught programs for both undergraduation and post graduation. So many students are still thinking that language would be a barrier. It is not. You can learn the language, it's not a big deal. And for admission point of view or for any job, language is not mandatory. You can learn language for communication purpose while you're staying there and doing your masters or bachelors. So think about all these things. Okay, just because somebody is telling without language, without knowing German language or without knowing French language, it is not possible to get a job, it is not true. So please understand and do a lot of research to make sure whether these are all correct information what you're getting it. All right. So there are 100% English taught programs for both undergraduation and post graduation. So you can very well go and study there without even knowing the language, and you can still learn while you're there. You can still learn. Okay. So, and one more advantage the students are getting while going to Schengen countries is one visa is helpful to take you to 29 countries. So Schengen visa is one visa where the students can travel to 29 countries. Not only that, they are also able to search job after they finish the bachelor's as well as masters in 29 Schengen countries. So they have better options and wider options. So this is very, very important. And they provide, the university provide, they respect and they provide a lot of scholarships for the deserving students. We also got couple of students this intake have got full scholarship from Netherlands top university and from couple of other universities. So the student is not paying anything except the air travel flight cost and the visa fees and other miscellaneous expenses, which is like within 1 lakh. So if the profile is very good, I again insist, it's only for the strong profile. Like the student should have a strong profile, like paper presentation, internships, language. All these things are the ways to increase or develop your profile. And we have got couple of students. So far, we have received couple of results like that for September 2026, and still we are waiting for some more countries' results. So that's how it is. And for the students who are still looking at applying for September 2026, you can still apply. Okay, many countries are still open. The applications, only 20% of the application deadlines have completed, and the rest is still open for both bachelors and masters. So it's not too late. It's not too late. It's not too early. So we are in the right time. This March first week, we have completed March first week, and we are going to be in the second week. So still you have options for September 2026, and try to approach us. You can take down the same number. We do conduct webinars every Sundays and Wednesdays, 7:30 to 8:30, free webinar for anybody who is looking at studying or planning their studies in Europe. Also, we do lives like this to give updates for students both in Instagram and YouTube. And we also have published 100 students interview in our YouTube playlist. Please take your time and go visit that and understand how the students went there and what they did and how they are doing, how they succeeded, and some of them have got the jobs, some of them have got the PR, settled down, some of them of course got married and settled down there. So look at all these positive things and then build your career accordingly. All right. So don't follow the negative examples. You have to decide whether you want to look at the positives or the negatives. Then you can decide where you wanted to go. All right. And one more important thing is affordability. So Europe is the best ultimate destination in terms of affordability also. Not only if the country is having a quality of education, practical way of learning and opportunities, but if the tuition fees or the living expenses is going to be really very high, it's not affordable for all, correct? So, but here in Europe, the affordability also we have to look at it. That is also a tick, a plus for us, because the universities in Germany, they don't charge any fees, no tuition fees, only living expenses the students can are going to spend. All right. And many public universities in France also are charging very very less. The tuition fees is less than the private institutions in our country. Sometimes it will be really very surprising to see that we are paying here in India, we are paying more, double or three times tuition fees than the public universities in the European countries. Additionally, you're also getting an exposure, you're learning everything practically, your concepts are very strong, and you're developing your skills. So that is all, that is very important. Okay. Not only spending or going or exploring, not only those are all not important, it also should be affordable for everybody. So that is why the tuition fees is very less in Germany. There is no tuition fees in public universities. France public universities, very very less tuition fees. And Austria, the fees is very less. Luxembourg, the fees is very less. In other countries like Czech Republic, Lithuania, Latvia, Slovakia, Belgium, all these countries are giving affordable tuition fees, the top public universities also. Now, some of you must be wondering why these countries are charging very less tuition fees. On the other side, when USA, Australia, Canada, UK, all the big destinations are charging a bomb, why would Europe, expects very nominal tuition fees from the students, that too from the international students? You have to think about it, because they are having manpower shortage, skill shortage is there right now, and the public universities are getting funding from their own government and the industries, so they give the subsidy even to the international students as they are giving to their native students. That is the reason the tuition fees is very less and the cost of living is also very less. So put together, it becomes very affordable when compared to the other destinations. All right. So if you see, you are going to spend the total tuition fees, what you're spending in Europe is 1 year or one semester fees and living expenses in USA, Canada, Australia. And Australia has recently increased the visa fees. So these are all some of the other hidden charges you have to look at. It's not only the tuition fees, it's not only the living expenses. You are having other additional expenses like the visa fees. All these fees are very very high, and these countries, example the big fours, what we call the traditional destinations, are giving visa refusals in a high ratio. So we have to plan smartly looking at all these options. It's not, so you should plan smartly and you should choose Europe for these reasons. All right, because USA US dreams is almost come to an end. It's definitely an end. You all know what's happening in USA now. in term geopolitical issues, and the fees is very high, the living expenses is very high. Nearly the student is spending 80 to 90 lakhs to finish a masters, and the settling down options also is becoming a very big question mark. You all must be already knowing that, right? And Australia, the tuition fees is very high. They are also bringing up a lot of immigration policies, so it's going to be really very tough for the students. And Canada, already Canadian government has put a ban for all the institutions to recruit the students. Canada has given 80 to 90% visa refusals in the last intake, 2025 intake. If you see 80 to 90% visa refusals or from Canada, the students' visa refusals from Canada, even the strong profiles got refused. And UK and Ireland, they're giving 1 year masters. So we definitely don't recommend that. All right. So these are some of the options you need to really look at. All right. So I think I am getting some questions. Just all right. Sundarlingam. Hi, Sundarlingam. Studying UG or PG, which one is better in Germany? Ah, always we say that studying your bachelor's itself in Europe is one of the best decision you are making in your life. Okay, but undergraduation in Germany we don't really recommend that, because the admission requirements for UG in Germany is slightly different from the other countries, other Schengen countries, because Germany has got 13 years of education and here we have only 12 years of schooling. So the entry requirement does not match. Okay, so the student has to do a foundation course, which is partially in German and partially in English. And so this pathway is little complicated. So that is the reason we don't recommend undergraduation in Germany. But of course, we do recommend undergraduation in France, Belgium, Finland, Sweden, Latvia, Lithuania. All these countries, they have excellent options for undergraduation, either for mechanical, electrical, civil, for business studies, biomedical, biotechnology. We have a lot of options for undergraduation in these countries. All right. And here they don't ask for any foundation course and you don't require to learn any language. 60% and above in your 12th marks, we can get a fantastic top rank public universities. All right. Definitely it is better to study your undergraduation level itself in UG, because you're studying everything practically and you're getting a lot of exposure, you're learning a lot of things, you're meeting a lot of people. The internship opportunities are really good and that is going to help you get a job also. So these are all some of the advantages in doing undergraduation itself in Europe. All right. And applications for undergraduation is already open, and please don't, I request this in to all the parents and the students who are aiming to apply for bachelors in every possible way that we are able to connect. Don't wait for your 12th results or 12th mark sheet, because applications are already open. We can definitely apply with your 10th 11th mark sheets and your predicted scores, which you can get it from your school. With that we can do the start the application, and after you finish your board exam and get your mark sheet, you can upload that and get the conditional or unconditional offer, and then you can proceed with the visa. So don't wait, because we see many students coming very late. After the deadline they come thinking that they wanted to get the mark sheet and come and start the process. That's going to be really very late. You're going to waste one academic year, because many programs are not available for the summer intake. So winter intake is a major intake here in Europe. So if any of the parents or students who are watching, or you're planning for undergraduation, please do approach us immediately. So as the master students, those students who are planning for masters, applications are still open for September 2026 and you can very well start your process immediately. Okay, don't waste much time. We don't have enough time. All right. So the next question is, does the college provide placement support? Uh, what kind of a placement support? they don't do what kind of a placement scenario happening in our colleges. It doesn't happen that way there, but they do conduct lot of job fairs, career fairs happen in the university, and the students from the first semester also can participate that and understand the requirement of the industry, and then you can develop yourself. Okay, so you have to build yourself in that line. Of course, you have job fairs happening and core companies come and participate and they take students from there. All right, so these kind of a support the university gives, but they don't do like how what we have here. You come and take admission from my college, we place you all in this. Those kind of a promise none of the abroad universities gives. So we need to understand that. All right, okay. So the next question is work experience required for admission? Work experience is not mandatory unless and until it is mentioned as a specific requirement for any program by any specific university. Otherwise, work experience is not mandatory. We keep telling this to all the students. Many students are thinking like, after finishing the degree, they work 1 or 2 years here, they get a lot of skills. It's not like that. Unless and until if the program requires the relevant work experience is not at all mandatory. You can even go after completing your degrees immediately. All right. So that's how it is. What documents are required during the application process? Documentations, the basic educational documentation, your passport, Aadhaar, your identification passport documents, all these documents are required additional along with your recommendation letters, motivation letters. All these checklists we will be sharing with the student, and we guide the student to get all these documents also done for university application. All right, and we need a lot of time to do all these documentations. That's the reason we tell the student to come to us early as possible. Okay. um okay, I'm getting a lot of questions. Can average student get into top European universities? Of course, why not? If you really have interest to learn and study and explore, definitely you have possibilities. We have options in the top public universities even for students with 60 and above percentage in their bachelor's or the previous education. So we have excellent options. Please do approach us. We have fantastic options for you. All right. Okay. The next question: are entrance exams required for bachelors in Europe? Okay, so again, this question is also it's a very generic question. It again depends on the university. So some universities keeps math entrance test, the basic 11th and 12th grade mathematics. Because I would wanted to tell this also here. Mathematics is very very important. Those students who are in the 10th grade and planning to choose the group, please think in a long term and then choose the group, because many students are doing this mistake. They take group without mathematics and they come to us and ask for engineering admission. Maths is very very important. We keep emphasizing this in every possible way. Mathematics is very important for any degree in Europe, so please don't omit mathematics. All right. Okay, so is accommodation easily available? Yes, with respect to accommodation, university provides accommodation, and we do guide to secure your spot in accommodation in the university dorms. They have different, arrangements. And once we get the offer letter, we also guide to get the accommodation done. And that's how it is. All right. So it's not a big deal. So do approach us. We do guide for this. So how we take care of the processes, we counsel the student, we map the course based on the interest, and then we shortlist the country for the student. When the student visits us, we nearly spend 1 to 1.5 hours with each student, and then we understand the profile. We help the student to shortlist the program based on the documents what he can produce for application and visa process. And based on the financial requirements, we do shortlist and we do the application for the student, and we get the offer letter, and then we do accommodation you know, booking, and then we do the visa process. This is our role. All right. Okay. Then the next question is, can I switch universities? Can I switch universities within Schengen countries? What do you mean by switch universities? Are you asking, once you go to an university? See, there is a possibility of doing Erasmus exchange. Erasmus exchange is a option where the students can exchange themselves to their partnered university for 1 or 2 semesters. All right. They are also getting a stipend. They can utilize that for their living expenses. These are all some of the fantastic options you have in Schengen countries. All right. So please do approach us. So we will be able to guide you accordingly. All right. So the next question is about biotech. I think this student is from biotechnology. Can international students work in Europe after completing biotech studies? Yes, of course. There are a lot of opportunities available for biotechnology students. It's not like Europe is only meant for mechanical or automobile. You have plenty of options, and there are a lot of biotechnology companies, industries are there in many European countries, and Europe is funding. There are a lot of huge research is going on, and the government is allocated lot of research funding for biotechnology and life sciences. So if you are a student from biotechnology domain, definitely you have fantastic options. Please plan for it, okay? And biomedical engineering, we have biotechnology, architecture, civil engineering. There are a lot of demand for civil engineering students, but many students doesn't understand this, okay? And aeronautical, aerospace, all these programs, all these domains, electrical, electronics, microelectronics, all these industries, lot of manpower shortage is there. That is the reason we are telling the students to go there, improve your skill, and then go for job. All right. Okay. uh, this is Prajwal. Hi Prajwal. How much cost takes study in Europe for my masters for civil engineering? Prajwal, it's the same thing, like, if your profile is very strong and if you meet the entry requirements for Germany public universities, then there is no tuition fees and only your living expenses you're going to spend. Okay. That's how it is. And you applications are already open for Germany. Please take down the number, talk to us, visit our office, take the counseling, and see where and which program suits you better, and then we can plan. Okay. All right. I guess I've come to almost the end of the live session. Any more questions? You can send in your questions to the number which is displayed here, and I'll be getting the questions and I'm going to pick it up one by one. Okay, so when should I apply for one student? I think, when should I apply for 2026 bachelors for bachelors? Yes, bachelor's applications are already open. Please, you have to start immediately. Don't wait for your 12th mark sheets. Okay. You can apply with your 10th, 11th, and predicted score from your school. And with that, we can do the application. Don't miss the deadlines. That is very, very important, because once you miss the deadline, we can't apply anyway. And you have to wait for the next intake. So, one academic year you're losing. All right. Okay. I think I've come to almost the end of the session. Thank you so much. Make use of the opportunity. Take down the number, visit our office, take the counseling, see where you can you can plan yourself. Okay? We have plenty of options. We have lot of facilities available in Europe, which the students must use to develop themselves. Okay. Take care. See you until next time. Thank you. Bye bye.